right, welcome back, dear viewers. Thank you for staying with us. And as we told you earlier, our main topic for tonight is the upcoming Senate elections here in Egypt, as voting for Egyptians living abroad will be on the 1st and 2nd of August, and for those inside of the country on the 4th and 5th. And we have with us in the studio political analyst Mr. Mohamed Salah. Thank you for staying with us, Mr. Salah. We will begin our discussions and Q&A session after watching this report about the upcoming 2025 Senate elections here in Egypt.
Let's see. Okay.
Gearing up for the Senate elections is gaining momentum. Voting for Egyptians living abroad will be on the 1st and 2nd of August, and for those inside the country on the 4th and 5th of August. Polling stations will be open during election days from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. In a press conference, head of the NEA, Hazim Badawi, said an estimated 11,000 judges from the State Lawsuits Authority and the Administrative Prosecution Authority will take charge of supervising the polls. Representatives from civil society organizations, NGOs, international organizations and media institutions will be allowed to monitor the polls. To be eligible to run, prospective candidates must undergo medical checks to show that they are psychologically capable of performing their duties as Senate members. Candidates are required to undergo these checkups at hospitals and laboratories specified by the Health Ministry. Candidate application papers should include documents such as a curriculum vitae, CV, and a copy of a criminal record if applicable. A candidate must also indicate whether he or she intends to run as an independent or as affiliated with a political party. The documents should also comprise financial disclosure statements from the candidate and his or her family, and a military service certificate or an exemption where applicable. Candidates will be required to pay £30,000 deposit as insurance. President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi ratified 2 laws on the 10th of June regulating the elections to the Senate and the redrawing of its constituencies. The Senate shall consist of 300 members, 2/3 of whom shall be elected by direct secret ballot, while the President shall appoint the remaining third, 100 members, provided that no less than 10 of the total number of seats shall be allocated to women, the laws state. Egypt is divided into 27 districts designated for individual candidate elections, independents, while 4 districts will be reserved for electing candidates on closed party lists. 2 of these districts are allocated 74 seats, 37 each, and the other 2 districts are allocated 26 seats, 13 each. The Senate elections come after Parliament approved amendments to the election laws last month. The amendment stated that a mixture of 2 systems, the individual and the closed party list, would be adopted in the next parliamentary elections for both the Senate and the House of Representatives.
Welcome back, dear viewers. Many thanks to Manel Abieri and Khaled Abdelbari for this report. We're back here with political analyst Mohamed Salah. So, Mr. Salah, we have the upcoming Senate elections. First of all, what role does the Senate play in Egypt's political system, the importance of the Senate?
Well, I would like first to say that we have to look for our history on this experiments, such as about the democracy itself, or about being an ancient or the most ancient state style in the human history. I'd like to also say that Egypt is one of the most ancient parliaments in the Middle East and in Africa, and we have to know well that the Egyptian parliament is counted as one of the most prominent and the most efficient or effective in the Middle East. So this is the first, and the second thing is about the aim or the goals of this experiment, which is have two main ideas. The first idea is how to follow up, or how to monitor the governmental performance regarding what's going on, making sure that every plan that's counted or played or planned in the parliament is carried out in the land in its perfect way. And you have to know well that everything is doing or is happening for the sake of the needs of the people. This is the first important thing. And the second important thing, which is looking for the needs, or how to produce a new laws, how to produce a new plans in order to meet or to address the needs of the Egyptian people at the same time. All of this is counting under two main ideas, which is legislation. Legitimacy. I have to have the legislation through completing our constitutional authorities, and the second, which is proving that Egypt have a very stable political system. And this is very important, as we know, as we have seen in your call before the early beginning of this program. What's happening in the Middle East and what's happening in some countries in Africa and in East Europe. This is happening because of the lack of constitutional authorities, or giving them or leaving them up. And the second, which is important, is proving that Egypt stands strongly against all of what's happening in the Middle East nowadays.
Indeed, Mr. Salah, and these are difficult times, so there are many challenges and many important priorities for the Egyptian citizen in the upcoming period. You mentioned the importance of, or the role of the Senate in legislation, or in monitoring the performance of the government. So there are very important priorities for the Egyptian citizens in the upcoming period. A lot of challenges, as you mentioned, sure. Internal and also very huge external challenges as well surrounding Egypt from every direction. So the elections at this critical time, how important is it for citizens to be involved so as to choose for themselves and have a say, choose those people who will or should or will have a say in policy making?
I would like to say that the importance of this election for the Egyptians in general, or especially for the Egyptians inside, it's very important to prove that they are all gathered into one hand, or are all in hand with each other. We are all gathered, or we are all unified under one regime, under one system. We are all round, or we are all thinking about for the benefits and the benefits of Egypt and benefits of the Egyptian system and Egyptian people and Egyptian state in general. We are all looking for a more useful and more useful and more sufficient and more effective political system that will be carried out through our participation in this action. This is important for many issues, or for many reasons. The first reason is how to address or how to convey the message of the Egyptian people towards the government. And this is the most important part of the role of the parliaments. They have to convey the message. They have to work as a very active communication channel, reach communication channel between both all stakeholders of the political system, which is the government and the Egyptian people at the same time. You have to sit in the middle between them and to convey the message that's coming out from the Egyptian people. You have to know that what are the Egyptians are suffering from. You have to transfer this to the parliament in order to transfer it into plans that will be carried out by the government. And this is the main idea or the main cycle of the political system here in Egypt or any other world.
The pluralism.
This is what we are calling. The second is that to express the diversification in Egypt. How is the Egyptians are diversified in many ideas, socially, intellectually, in any means. We are all diversified, but at the same time we are all united or gathered under one goal and under one flag, which is the flag of the Egyptian state. The third important thing about this, which I think is very important, is to convey a message to the world outside that these are the Egyptians, how the Egyptians are talking to each others, how should the Egyptian or how the Egyptian discuss their problems with each other in a peaceful way. We have to know well, or to tell them well, that we are all talking in all issues and in all problems that are facing us now by no limits. When we are talking in any issues, we are talking about anything, but at the same time we are talking in a very modern way, in a very respectful way. We are all responsible for the stability and for the stability and for the safety of the Egyptian people. We are all gathered in general in order to achieve these goals at the coming democratic event in Japan.
Indeed. Mr. Salah, so the social and economic issues such as employment, inflation, education, healthcare and others are supposedly represented in the forefront within the Senate's current agenda. Now there's the Senate and there's also the House of Representatives. Could you tell us, I mean, the difference between them and which one of them is more tasked with what? I mean, because there is a difference for each role. I mean, the role of the House of Representatives and then the role of the Senate. And of course, these upcoming elections are Senate.
Let's say
we'll
that the Senate is more concerned with a scientific way of discussing this rule before it's delivered to the other House. The Senate main rule is how to study or to gather the information, gathering the information and how to transform this information into laws. We are discussing these laws from all aspects and all means. We have to transfer also, or have to note also, where are the problems in order to produce solutions for it. And this is the main role of the Senate House. And you have to
expertise,
something like that. It's how to expertise or how to now to make solutions or to find the real problems and export more than solution for the other House to make or to choose the best one for this. And I'd like to say it's how to study these cases, especially we are talking about a very sensual and very important issues such as unemployment, such as the economic crisis that are are facing from 2020 after the virus corona. And we have virus corona shut down and what's happening after this international war that's going on now or carried out now. We have also to understand well the priorities of the Egyptian citizens and how to interact with these priorities, how to deal with our concerns and to deal with our threats, what's going on in the street or with the Egyptian people. We have to transform it into laws to be carried out and fulfilled by the government.
Mr. Salah, the Senate is also supposed to have, is it supposed to have a role also in issues like international diplomacy, in issues related to the regional threats or the regional challenges that we face? The Senate?
Not a big role. I think all of our constitutional authorities have a role in the international level. All of these authorities, I think, but at the same time we have to know well that this participation may not be very big, or they may not have a big role in this idea. But I think they must convey a positive image about the Egyptians in general. Its main target is how to convey our message to the world, how to convince them that we are looking more for more development, that we are having, or we are living in peace, and we have a security, and we have a stable and strong political system. We are dealing with constitutional authorities and constitutional organization at the same time. All of this message, when will be conveyed to the international level, it will give us a lot of investments, it will give us a lot of tourism, it will give us a lot of benefits on the other hand. So we have to, I'd like to say that the Senate House must work more on conveying a positive message about the Egyptian. And this positive message should start from the participation in the coming elections.
Indeed, and of course the elections can help establish a culture of pluralism in the country, and also strengthen political dialogue, and amongst other, of course, roles as well. Mr. Salah and dear viewers, let's watch the second and final report about the upcoming 2025 Senate elections here in Egypt, and when we come back, we will continue our discussion.
Okay.
The 2025 Egyptian Senate elections, scheduled for August, mark a pivotal moment in Egypt's evolving political landscape, reflecting both institutional reforms and democratic representation. Egypt's Senate, reconstituted in 2019 following a constitutional referendum, serves as the upper chamber of the bicameral parliament, complementing the House of Representatives. The Senate comprises 300 members, one-third elected via individual candidacy, one-third through closed party lists, and one-third appointed by the President. The structure aims to balance direct electoral representation with appointments intended to bring expertise and diversity into the legislative process. In June 2025, President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi signed Law No. 84 of the year 2025, amending provisions of the Senate Law, Law No. 141 of the year 2020. The amendments stipulate that Egypt will be divided into 27 constituencies for individual seat elections and 4 constituencies for closed list elections. The closed list constituencies are allocated as follows: 2 with 13 seats each and 2 with 37 seats each. To ensure women's representation, each 13-seat list must include at least 3 women, and each 37-seat list must include at least 7 women. The National Elections Authority, the NEA, has outlined the following schedule for the 2025 Senate elections. Candidate registration from the 5th till the 10th of July. Campaign period from the 18th till the 31st of July. Voting for Egyptians abroad, the 1st and 2nd of August. Voting within Egypt, the 4th and 5th of August. Results announcement, the 12th of August. To facilitate voter participation, the NEA launched a mobile application, National Elections Authority Egypt, available on Google Play and the App Store. The app allows voters to locate polling stations, request changes to polling centers, and access electoral information. Additionally, the NEA has accepted applications from 13 civil society organizations to monitor the elections, underscoring a commitment to transparency. The 2025 Senate elections occur within a democratic political environment marked by institutional reforms and encouraging democratic processes in Egypt. The structural changes aim to enhance representation and inclusivity. The outcomes of these elections will not only shape the composition of the Senate, but also influence the trajectory of Egypt's legislative and political development.
Welcome back, dear viewers. Thanks again to Manal Al-Ibyari and Khalid Abdelbari. Mr. Salah, the role of the media, how important is it in spreading awareness about about participation in the elections, about the importance of the elections for Egypt and its international image, and also for Egypt, for Egyptians, not just for the international image, but for a society that needs those representatives that to talk about their problems?
Well, I would like to say that the media, this idea in this issue or in this event, is playing a very critical role. I'd like to say that we have to push more on giving media, whether traditional media or digital media, a wider space or wider to play a very crucial role especially with the youth. Because the youth now are targeted with the future. They will now they are preparing, or they are going to the future, and they have to be well prepared about the importance of the democracy and the importance of sharing or doing their national duty on these elections. And this should be or couldn't be achieved without giving them a certain role or a strong role in the media. And this could be achieved through giving them or delivering them a suitable contents that are legible with their ideas and legible with their cultures. What we have to know well with the coming generations of the Egyptians, I think they need to learn how to choose. They have to know the importance of this role of keeping or chairing or participating in these elections. They have to know well that this is the only way to give or to give your idea about the political system in general. They have to share that, to know that sharing these ideas or delivering or sharing this among their friends, among their families, they have to know, they have to well know that this participation is very crucial for the future. If you have a problem with the current situation, unemployment and prices and any problems that are facing you in your life, this is the only way to find solutions. You have to know well also how to choose your suitable candidate. Not only going to the money or who's paying money to give your vote. No, you have to choose the person who will stay with you, who will be in contact with you in the coming 5 years. You have to know well the abilities. You have to know well that the CV of your candidates and his experts and
his or her,
his or like what's going on now. Yes, his or her experiment, his or her experience about the history of his in the political life. You have to choose this on a very good or very practical basis that will help you, because what you will choose now in this election, you will live within the coming 5 years. When you have a problem in the coming 5 years, you will not have any support in this problem except your senates or except your candidates that you have chosen in the election. And this is, and I'd like to add something which is important, which is we have a great increase in the level of awareness and the level of participation in the political events such as in elections after the revolution of 13th of June 2013. And this is a very positive way that we have to say that we have a problem, we have a new generation which is ready for this and have the ability to make a better tomorrow for all the Egyptians.
All right. On this note, dear viewers, on behalf of you, we thank very much our dear guest with us here in the studio, political analyst, Mr. Mohamed Salah. It's always a pleasure to see you, sir.
Me too. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Salah, and thank you, dear viewers, for watching us. Please stay with 9 TV International.